I've been in a weird mood with light novels. I've actually been either very excited to read light novels or very much kind of like, eh. And I don't know what it is. It's a little bit of burnout, but if I'm honest, anything I've read, I've enjoyed. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot in this pile, but if I'm perfectly honest, the stuff I have read, I have enjoyed, except for one. But I don't know what it is. On a night, I just have no motivation to read anymore, which is a shame. I'm going to have to get back into that. So, without further ado, here are some light novels that I've read, and, well, let's review them for you. First up is Classroom for Heroes. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, this was sent to me by Yen Press for a fair and honest review, and you guys can check out the full review on the channel. I did cover this a few weeks ago, and, well, not many people actually watched the video. Why not? Oh well. But, yeah, it's tropey. Our main character, Blade, that's right, Blade. You already have an idea from that character's name what you are getting with this series. You are getting a very paint by numbers, low common denominator, I wouldn't say low effort, but you know, you've read these terrible, poorly written titles, you've read them, you know what you're getting with this one. This one is about a guy named Blade, who was the hero. He defeated the Demon King, and now he's going to school because reasons. He wants to be a normal boy, and so the king, who is also the school principal, has ordered him to go and be a student. That's about as much interesting as it is. The female characters are kind of interesting, but it still is the usual. Main protagonist runs around, being as stupid as he can, walks in on girls who are getting changed. Kya, dumb idiot main protagonists. And yeah, I really wasn't really a fan of this one, if I'm perfectly honest. This is kind of, like I said, it's trash. And I'm not saying trash as in, oh, you know, it's trash, my opinion is so trash, but I love good stuff. This is just pretty wasteful. There's nothing really good about this. Some of the female characters, yeah, they're fine. I wouldn't bother. Check out my full review on this one because, yeah, I go into a little bit more in depth with this one. Next up is not a light novel. I'm going to be honest with it. It is a novel about a game that is from Japan, and yeah, this is Lacrimosa of Dana. One of the main reasons I haven't read much because, yeah, this is a meaty boy. Now, this is a novel adaptation of the fantastic Ys 8. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Y-S. Ys. Y-S. You know, Lacrimosa of Dana. Very, very good adaptation. It's a novelization. It's interesting. I don't want to get too into it because I could talk about this one for ages. Our protagonist, Adol, he gets shipwrecked with a few other survivors, and they start to explore this mysterious island. And this mysterious island has dinosaurs on and, you know, ancient animals, that kind of thing. But he keeps getting connected to this woman named Dana. Now, what he's got to do is find the other crew members, the other shipwrecked passengers, survive, discover the island's secrets, and then escape the island. If you like the game, it is absolutely worth checking this one out. I really do recommend the game as well. The game was absolutely fantastic. It's Falcon, you know, they're fantastic. They're one of the best RPG writers in the industry right now. I did enjoy this. It kind of got a little bit bogged down with too many gameisms. There was a few bits which I liked in the game where you had to, obviously you had this base camp and you're collecting the survivors and each one was opening a new shop. That kind of gets skirted past, but it kind of leaves enough in there that I kind of feels like, yeah, this is a little bit riding too close to being gamey and not a novelization, but it doesn't really lose any points for it. I think it's very much better if you have played the game than a standalone, because I kind of wonder how much is kind of, you're reading it and you're just like, oh, that kind of feels like it's not really expanded on. That's kind of like, oh yeah. And you do kind of get when you kind of go to all of these different places, like nearly every single chapter is a different location, and that's in the game. And it's kind of like a 5-10 page chapter, which doesn't really focus on the locales itself. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, we went up a mountain, we went to this forest, we went to this thing, and we met this person and this person and this person, and it kind of skirts past it, so you are missing out on a lot of the game environments. But that's impossible to track down into a book that's not going to be like very, very big. But I did enjoy my time with it. It comes very much recommended. I got this quite cheap. I think originally it was like £35. I think I got for 15, so it is now reduced. So go check it out before it's too late. I think that it has had a low print run, and check out the game if you haven't already. Next up is another title that I have recently covered on the channel, and I'm covering again the spin-off to Wandering Witch, Riviere and the Land of Prayer. I'm not going to get too into this one because again it's on the channel. Go check that one out. It's a spin-off to Wandering Witch. It's got Elena in. She kind of comes across this Land of Prayer where there's these sancta, which are kind of like these relics, I suppose, which can cause people to have their prayers answered. And yeah, it's good. I liked it. There is this antique shop that houses the sancta, and the job of the antique owner, Riviere, is to collect all of these lost sancta. And yeah, if you know Wandering Witch, you know what you're getting to get into. It is very much a kind of a short story collection with an overarching big story to kind of wrap things up. If you like Wandering Witch, check this one out. The focus is on Riviere more than Elena. Elena does show up for a few chapters, however, so don't feel like you are missing out if you love Elena and you just want more Elena. But yeah, it's what you'd expect from Wandering Witch, if I'm honest. Luckily, I do have Wandering Witch Volume 13, which will come as a review next time on when I do another one of these. So yeah, check out the full video of Riviere because I go very much in depth with it. It is one worth checking out if you like Wandering Witch. So yeah. Next up is the title that I always use when I'm feeling a little bit down in the dumps with light novels, and it's one that I always find is an absolutely fantastic read. Bofuri. That's right, we're now in volume 12 of Bofuri, and I really was surprised by that because I always assumed that Bofuri is like a very recent startup by Yen Press, but now I think we're like maybe 3 years into it. I was thinking because it's like it was like very much post-COVID and very much when I started getting into Hololive that I got into this one. So yeah, it's kind of a weird one to kind of see, oh yeah, this has actually been out for 3 years. Yeah, volume 12. It's more fun shenanigans if an overpowered protagonist, Maple and her friends, just having fun in this MMO world and becoming even more overpowered while doing so. I rag on overpowered tropes, but this one is genuinely fun. This is one of the most fun titles I have ever read, and it's always a good pick-me-up whenever I'm feeling a little bit down or if I'm just having a little bit of a burnout with light novels. This one, I know it's nonsense, I know there's not really much in terms of epic plot, but it is an incredibly fun title that I really need to get around to giving a full-on review at some point. But what can I say? It's a fun title. I recommend it just about every single time I cover light novels. It's a fun title. That's all you need to know. If you haven't already checked this one out, do so. Now the last title is one that I picked up a while ago, and I think volume 6 is actually out. It's one that I really like, but I always take a while to get round to reading it. And that title is Chitose is in the Ramune Bottle. This is volume 5. Now I'm going to be perfectly honest, volume 4 put me off the series for quite some time, and this was kind of the last chance saloon. Now volume 5 I kind of think is a good wrap up title for this series. It's kind of, I feel like if it was getting an anime and I had a full 26 episodes, this is kind of where it would end up. This is about a guy named Chitose who's actually popular. That's right, he actually is a genuinely good person. Far cry from a lot of light novel protagonists where it's just kind of like, yeah, I'm a loser, but all of the girls are going to swarm to us. For example, Classroom for Heroes. And this guy, he actually does have a good social life. He actually can talk to girls with like, my name's Blade. You know, it's kind of like, it genuinely feels like an actual person in real life. And of course you have a lot of the traditional school tropes that is good and bad. Now, I'm far removed from the whole school thing, and it is one of those things that I am perfectly happy with seeing. I am too old for a lot of light novels. But Chitose is a really well written one. Now, Volume 4 I didn't like. Why did I not like it? Because it was about sport, and quite frankly, I don't care about sport. But Volume 5 picks up with that, and I really like that. I don't want to get too into specifics. I know I'm seeing this quite a lot. I don't want to get too into the specifics for this particular one, because there is stuff in here that is absolutely massive for spoilers. So this is literally kind of like your summer festival, your fireworks display, your love confessions. That's right, that might be a little bit of a hint of what's in here. And yeah, because Chitose is actually a genuinely good person, has good rapport with a lot of the male and female characters, well, it's not like it's going to be that there's just one character who's in love with him. And what I loved about this, what I really liked about this, is a lot of this light novel takes place in the viewpoint of one of the potential harem characters. That's right. That's what I loved about this one. I'm not going to spoil it and see what happens, but that's what I loved about this particular volume. It is very much point of view from one of the girls and their feelings towards Chitose. Do not miss out on this one. This one, I don't know why it hasn't got an anime, but it's going to be huge. It's going to be one of the biggest anime out there, and I really do need to get a full-on review on this one, because it is one of the best school slice of life titles out there. It probably is the best school life. No, Toradora exists actually, but yeah, it's a fantastic one, very much well written. I really liked it.